Welcome to PowerPoint Creative Designs on Banahene Tutorial Collections. Today's video we are going to learn how to design or create an envelope and also apply custom animations to it so that we can have an animated envelope which is going to pop up our written text on it. Now, without any further ado, let's get right into the PowerPoint interface and let's learn how to have this effect done. This is my current layout and I want to change this layout to blank. I'll right click on the slide area, choose layout and choose blank. Now this is my blank layout. The first thing I'm going to do is to draw a rectangle. So I'll move to the insert tab. You can also access the home tab, and in the drawing group we have shapes. Click, select rectangle and draw this rectangle. Do not worry about the size because we are going to give our personal size to this rectangle, and based on your preference you can choose the one that will work best for you. So now that we have this shape selected, we have this additional tab which is shape format, and we have the size group. I'm going to change the height and the width of this rectangle. Click in this field and type 4.37, then you press the enter key. Click in the width field and then we are going to change this to 6.62 and press the enter key. So this is my rectangle I'm going to use, and then I'll also move to the shape format and change the outline to no outline, and then I'm going to change the fill, that is the shape fill, to red. You can use this or this, any of your choice that is going to work best for you. The next thing we are going to do is to create or design another rectangle, and without wasting much time or drawing this rectangle from scratch, we can duplicate this particular shape. So whilst this shape is selected, hold Ctrl plus D on the keyboard. We are going to have a duplicate of this, and this is selected. We are going to reduce the height and the width of this rectangle. So move back to shape format. In the size group, click in the height field and type 3.36. Press the enter key. Move to the width and type 5.51. Now, to make a difference, I'm going to place this right here and change the fill color to white. Now we are going to align this perfectly. So select all these shapes, and we have all these shapes selected. Under the shape format, choose align and choose center, align and choose middle. So presently we have these shapes well aligned or perfectly aligned. Now on this second shape, which has the white fill color, we are going to type a text that is going to pop up, a wishing text, that is a birthday text. We are going to use this animated envelope to wish a birthday to our loved one or anybody that is close to us. So I'm going to insert a text in this particular rectangle shape. So I'll move back to insert or home. You can also use this shape format. Then we have this insert shapes group. Choose the text box, click and drag so that you can have your cursor blinking, and we are going to type our text. So this is the text I want to have in this text box, which is happy birthday to you. I'm going to click on any of this notes, choose center, then I'm going to change the font to freestyle script and press the enter key. So this is the font I want to have for this text, and I'm going to increase the size to 72 and change the font color to black. If it is already black, then you maintain it, but if you don't have it as the black color, you choose black from this option. Then you adjust. If you want to have this in all uppercase, you can move to this and change this to uppercase as well. So now I want to align this rectangle and this text box. So I'm going to click and drag over all this shape and deselect the red rectangle, and I'll move to shape format, align and choose center, align and choose middle. Then I'm going to make a little adjustment to the text, so I'll click and use the down arrow key. Perfect. Now I'm going to select all this, deselect this, and hold Ctrl plus J on the keyboard to group this rectangle and this text box. Perfect. Now I'm going to align all this. Go to the align option, center, align and choose middle. Perfect. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to draw a triangle that is going to cover the top and down of this individual shapes. So we move back to the home tab or the insert group, and then we have the illustrations group. Choose shapes and choose this option. Click to draw this. Now I'm going to turn or rotate this particular triangle by moving to this option and then select any of these. So we have flip vertical and click. You can move this shape to this particular area. Now I'm going to change the width and height of this triangle. So I'll move to this area, click, and change this to, that is the height to 2.71 and the width to, so the height and the width for this shape is 2.71 and 6.62 because this width should match the width of this rectangle. Now I'm going to make a duplicate of this. So select this, Ctrl plus D, and rotate this. Then you position this particular shape here. So as you can see, we are creating our envelope design. So the next thing is to create the triangle for the left and also the right space that we have here. So you select this, Ctrl plus D, and then rotate this. And I'm going to change the height and the width. So change this to 3.06 and change this to 4.37, and we are going to place this right here. Now let's hold Ctrl plus Shift and drag this to this section to make a duplicate and rotate this as well. So the next thing that we are going to do is to change the fill color of all these shapes. So I'm going to select this, hold Ctrl, select and select. So I have all these 4 triangles selected, and I'll move to the shape format, shape fill, and change the color to red. You can choose any of this, and I'm going to change the outline to, that is 2.14 of this, and make the outline color to white. Perfect. Later on, I'm going to show you how you can perfectly arrange this so that we have our perfect output at the end of the day. Now the next thing is to insert a text box. So I'll move to the home tab, and in the drawing group choose shapes and select text. I'm going to draw this text box and type open. I'm going to click on the notes, center this, and I'm going to change the font size to 96 and also choose the font as, I'm going to choose this particular font, which is the semi-bold condense. Click, and we are going to adjust this text box, place it right on top of this triangle, and we are going to change the font color to white. Perfect. Now that we have this done, I'm going to change the background to black. So I'm going to right click, choose format background, and I'm going to change this to black. Perfect. Close this pane. I'm going to select all these shapes, move it down a bit. Nice one. Now we are in the process of designing our envelope, and at the end of the day we are going to apply some custom animations to make this effect very lovely and interesting. So the next thing we are going to do, and as you can see, this is a step-by-step guide I am giving to you in terms of creating this animated envelope, and I need you to follow up gradually and understand the process. So now let's have a selection pane so that we can have a look at of all our objects or items that we have in our slide area and see how we can perfectly arrange them. So I'll move to the home tab. In the home tab we have this editing group, choose select and choose selection pane. These are all the items that we have here, and I'm going to arrange these items individually. When I click on this, this is the text box that we have here, and I'm going to double click to name this particular effect. So I'm going to choose this as open, then I'm going to press the enter key. So this is going to be on top of this list. Now we need the top item, which is this triangle. When I click on this, this is the triangle that we are looking for. I'm going to double click, Ctrl plus A, and change the name of this item. After that, we press the enter key. Now this particular item is going to be found below this open option. So I'm going to drag this and move it up and place it here. So you can see that this is now on top of all the items. Now the next thing is to locate this down triangle. So I'm going to select this, so this becomes the down triangle, and I'm going to name this. So you click once again, or you double click, Ctrl+A, and I'm going to change this to down triangle. Then you press the enter key. Now this is also going to be found below this top triangle. So I'll click and drag. Perfect. So you can see that we have this side and side found or located behind these two top and down triangles, and that is what we are looking for. And the next thing is to identify the right triangle. So this is the right triangle, it is selected, and that is also selected in the selection pane. I'm going to click once again, then Ctrl+A, you press the enter key. The reason why we are giving names to our individual items in the slide area is to have perfect identification, and when we are applying custom animations, we see the kind of objects that we need to animate. Now let's move back to this. I make a spelling error, so we click and change it to T and press the enter key. Now so this is going to become the left triangle, then you press the enter key. Perfect. Now we have this group, and this group is the white rectangle and the text. So if I hide all this, you can see that I have this group. So this is the group that we have here, and I'm also going to name this and call this hooray group and press the enter key. Then we can bring back all these items. Now during our custom animation, we need to have this triangle, which is the top triangle, to appear twice, and that is going to help the entrance effect to display our hooray group or our happy birthday wish. So I'm going to select this, Ctrl+D, and this is selected in the selection pane, which is top triangle, Ctrl+D, and I'm going to place this on top here, rotate under the shape format. I'm going to place this right here on top. Nice one. So this is what we are going to have at the end of the day. So you can click and drag over it, bring it down. So now I'm going to move this. This is the triangle that is found at the top of this particular one. So I'm going to drag this. You need to arrange it perfectly to have a good effect, and then I'm going to place it right here. So this is going to be above top triangle, then we press the enter key. So presently this is the arrangement that we have here. We have the open, we have the top triangle, down triangle, we also have the right, the left, we have the hooray group, and we have above the top triangle, and the last one is the rectangle, which is the first rectangle that we drawn in this slide area. So now we have this. Let's try to give an animated option to this particular design. We are going to select this top triangle and move to the animations group. So this is the animations tab, and we have this animation group. We choose this option, and then we are going to choose more exit option. So we go to more exit effects, and then in this pane we are going to select collapse. Then we click on OK. So if I open an animation pane, I have this, and if I play this is how it's going to collapse, and we need this to play to the top. So we change the effect option under the animations tab. So we have this effect options, you click and we choose to top. So this is how it's going to move. Perfect. Then on this case we are going to click on this arrow and choose effect options. You are going to have this collapse dialog box, and under timing we click and we have this trigger option. You click on this, then we are going to start the effect on. So we check this particular box and click on this. We are going to choose the open item. So this is the open, we select and click on OK. This means that if this particular triangle is going to animate, is going to have a click on this particular option. Now after this top triangle has been animated, we want to also animate this particular triangle, which when we move to the selection pane, we have it as above top triangle. This also, we move to this option and select more entrance effects, and then in this pane we are going to choose stretch. So we have the stretch in this particular area under moderate. You select and click on OK, and when you move to the animation pane, when you play this is going to open like this. We want to also move to the top, so we go to effect options and say from bottom. So this is how it's going to move. So now I'm going to drag this animation below this, and this is going to happen after previous. So if I move to the slideshow, when I click on this opens, and you can see how this has opened perfectly in our slide area. Now you can see that there's a space here. We need to close this particular space. So let's move back to our design, select this and bring it down a bit. Nice one. Now when we go to the slideshow and click on this, it opens and we have this pop-up window. Now after this has opened, or this animated envelope has opened, we want this happy birthday wish or the hooray group should pop up to have a better revealing option. So we move back to this. Now let's go to the selection pane, select this hooray group. Now this group is selected. Do not worry about its visibility in the slide area, since we have the selection pane. Any item that is selected, we have its effects available in the slide area. So the animation we are going to apply to this is the line animation. So we move to the animations tab, click on this arrow and choose lines. Now this is going to move this cursor down. Do not worry, we have 2 points here. We have the green point and we have the red point. The green point is the starting point, and I want to maintain that, and I want to move this red point perfect. So the next thing I'm going to do is to move to the animation pane and then move this below this, and this is also going to happen after previous. Now what you can do is to apply some delay or duration to this particular effect. So for this particular one, I'm going to change this to 1 or 2 and press the enter key and have a delay of 1 second. Move to this, duration is 2 and delay of 1 second, and press the enter key. Now if I move to the slideshow, when I click on this, this is how we are going to have this hooray group or happy birthday wish pop up. Now you can reduce the size of all the items that we have, and as you can see, I have this slideshow revealing all these created items and this particular shapes or items that we have here. If you could see that the size are too big or large, you can reduce the dimensions of the height and also the width. So this is how it's going to happen. You can also change this first option, make it 1 or 2 seconds and press the enter key, and when you move back to the slideshow, you click, slowly it reveals this option, and later on you see that we have this happy birthday wish pop up, which is going to serve as an interesting message to your close friend or whoever you want to wish this particular item to. You can save this as a video or a GIF and send it to your friend. Now the next thing that we can do is to draw some stars around this particular shape. So I can move to the insert tab, move to shapes, and we have this star and banners group. I'm going to select this, or you can select any of these stars that we have here. Now I'm going to draw, I'm going to change the outline to no outline, and then change the shape fill to this color. You can also change it to this color. Now I'm going to make a duplicate, then we can move back to select all these shapes. If you struggle to select from this interface, you can use the selection pane, and as you can see we have all these shapes here. Then we use Control Shift and drag this to this particular area. And I'm going to change this. I'm going to change the position. And then move this shape here. Perfect. How can we animate these stars? So we are going to select all these stars that we have here. So you hold down the Control key, click, 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 and click to select all this. Let's move to the animations tabs and choose appear. So this, we are going to have this below all these previous animated options, and we are going to choose after previous. So in this case, when I move to the slideshow and I click on this, this is going to animate and bring out our happy birthday wish, and after doing so, these stars are going to get animated, and we are going to use a trigger. So when you look at this particular individual appear animations applied to our stars, these are all with previous, but this particular one starts on click. So we select this and choose after previous. So this is going to be after previous, and all the remaining ones will be with previous. So we move back, we click, so this is how the stars are going to appear, but we need to have some delay interval between these stars. So let's move back, and then this is the first one that we have here. We maintain that, and let's move to this second one, and then have a delay of 0.25 seconds. Move to the next one, a delay of 0.50. So in every interval we add 25 to it. We select this 0.75, select this 1, we select this 1.25, we select this 1.50, we select this 1.75, we select the next two, we have 2, and the last one we have 2.25, and enter. Now when we move to the slideshow and click on this, we have our envelope animated, and we are going to see these stars around it. You can see how it is appearing. Then after the appearing, we want it to blink. So let's select this, hold down the Control key, select, 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 and select. And this time around, under the animation tabs, we choose add animation, and then we move to more emphasis effects. We have blink, select, and click on OK. Now we are going to move this selected animations below this last appear animation. Better. Now in this case, this we are going to also have this after previous, and the remaining ones will maintain at with previous. Now we are going to have some delay for all these options. For the duration for all these stars, we are going to hold the shift key and select all this and change this to 0.25 and enter. Now let's come to the individual animations. That we are going to start from the second one. This time around, this delay is going to be 0.25. So you just add 25 to every digit that you have for the previous one. Now let's move to the slideshow. We click, this opens up the envelope, and we have our happy birthday wish. You can change the duration and the delay of every item. Then we see our appear stars. Now we see them blinking, and as you can see, now we want this to blink to the next click. So we select this, hold the shift key, select this, and we use the arrow beside. So this is the arrow that we have here on the last animation. We move to effect options, and then under timing we select this, and then choose repeat onto next click. This time around, because we added this timing effect, this has moved these animations to the top. Let's bring them down. So in the navigation pane, this is how your objects should be arranged. The top triangle, the above top hooray group, you have the stars, and these are the appear animations, and these are the blinking animations. Therefore, when I move to the slideshow and click, we have this pop-up. We have our happy birthday wish, then we have our stars appearing, then these stars start to blink perfectly. You can rearrange your stars, so we can move back and then select these ships and then move them to this side. You can also select this and move them to this side. Now let's click again. Perfect. So this is how to create an animated envelope with custom animations and other additional animations to make it stand out. And as I said, you can save this as a video or a GIF and send to a colleague. So let's press the F12 on the keyboard. Then in the save as type options, we have MPG, as you can see. So you can save this as a video. And also when you move to file and choose save as, you have a location that you can select and save this as a video. So if I choose the desktop, then I can choose this as MPEG4 video and save it as a video. I can also save it as a Windows Media video and also save it as an animated GIF format. And when you are done, you can send this to any colleague of your choice as per your preference.